And we are live. What is going on? Highly unlikely. Everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Drew. I'm here with my boy Raj.
What up, what up?
And we're going.
What's going on?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm actually like bag. You're already out of the frame.
That's how we do. That's how we start
We
the show.
just set up the
That's how we
framing
start the show right
because
there.
we never do, and we're
Oh,
all
good.
the frame. There we go. There we go.
Cool.
How you doing,
All right.
brother?
Oh, I'm alright, dog. How are you?
I'm bagged, honestly.
Yeah?
It's been a long day, dude. I had to wake up early for an exam. I was telling you, my prof is trying to charge $5 for us to read material that he wrote.
Love the hustle.
Dude, fuck off. I pay so much money for tuition already. Get out.
Fucking love it, bro.
Get the fuck out.
Gotta pay for that content.
But also, it's like
You should put out a lecture, but on Patreon. Really
dude,
fuck
each
you guys
weekly
over.
lecture is $5 for you to listen to.
That'd be hilarious. That's the new play right there, maybe, for these motherfuckers.
Low key, if there was like some like if Bill Gates was teaching like a lecture, like a course, and it was like $10 lecture, I'd pay for that.
Did you hear the rant on Bill Gates?
Pardon? Yes, part of it. I'm like midway through. We were, if those who don't know, Alex Jones was on Flagrant 2, which is Andrew Schultz's podcast, which we're big fans of here on the show. And so far, I'm about an hour in, and it is a absolute shit show of a podcast. We were talking about how much
so wasted by the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He already sounds wasted. We were talking about
totally.
He's such a polarizing person. Like, and the scary thing is like some of the stuff he says is true. And Raj was saying like you just throw shit at the wall, some of it'll stick. But like what's true, what's not true.
It's entertainment, man.
Yeah.
He's in the entertainment business. That's what people like. People gotta understand. Like, I don't believe anything anyone says.
Low key,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Especially somebody like that. Like, and if you do believe everything he says, then well, fuck, you probably got some problems, man.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
we were saying that too. Like listening to him for 4 hours every single day. Like you're gonna have some weird views on the world. You know what I mean?
They asked him on Flagrant. They're like, "So, did you get bigger when you got banned?" And he's like, So no, totally he didn't. He lost a lot of money.
Yeah,
but I'm sure he's still making a lot of money. So
one of the things that annoys me, not just about him, but just in general, is like what you were saying is that like people can cop out, and like Alex Jones or people in the media, especially in the news, can say like, "Oh no, I'm reporting the news," but as soon as they're like wrong about something, they're like, "No, it's just entertainment. It's just entertainment." I hate that people have that cop out.
They had another good point. I don't want to ruin the podcast.
It's all good. Go for it.
But they're like, Schultz put it this way: if you came out as a comedian, would your comments be taken different by people? They wouldn't be so harsh on you because you're just a comedian, right?
For sure, they wouldn't be as harsh.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was a pretty good call. But,
and low key, dude, I think he'd actually be really successful as a comedian.
Like I listen to him, like when he comes on Rogan, I'll listen to it. Like Flagrant, I'll listen to it. Like low key, when I heard that he was on, I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be good,
dude. In terms of just sheer entertainment value,
yeah. Who
are you gonna top Alex Jones? Nobody, bro. He's hilarious.
I wonder how many views that one gets. It's got to be up there. I don't know what their one of their biggest shows are. Oh shit! Speaking of their show, History Hyena's done. I didn't.
Yeah,
I read about this a while ago, but I didn't know if it was true or not. And obviously it is.
Did you listen to the Giannis Pappas episode on Flagrant?
Yeah. But I heard they were breaking up a while ago.
Yeah, they were.
And then I was like, don't know if that's true or not. Right? Yeah. I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Although I don't listen to those comedy really podcasts anymore, but but to have him on the show there, like some of the guys were saying they were like making $40K a month off the Patreon.
Yep. Yeah, it actually says like right on the Patreon here. Let's look it up, Flagrant 2, right now. It says right on the Patreon how much they make per month. It's all wide open, transparent. Yeah, which is fucking dope.
I don't know if I want people in my business like that though.
But it's one of those things where the whole idea of Patreon is, if we're gonna give you direct money, we want to know exactly how much you're making. Everything, right? It's a yin and yang, give take, right? What does it say? Patreon. Okay, so there are just under 20,000 patrons, and it pulls in $116,000 a month.
Flagrant does.
Flagrant just on Patreon.
Fuck, nice one.
So this doesn't account for their ad revenue. Their ad revenue based on views on each different social media platform.
And he gives all his boys a chunk, a piece. I don't know 100%. How big, but that's fucking dope, right?
Yeah. So I think him and Akash have an equal, because this used to be like a sports podcast.
You're right. Yeah, they always joke about that.
When Kaz was still on the podcast.
Is that the guy that we talked about? That guy let go?
Yeah, he got cut.
Kaz.
I looked.
I couldn't remember his name.
Kazim something. I looked into it. Basically, like, he just wasn't willing to put in the effort. He had other shit going on.
So what does that guy do now?
I have no clue. He does. He runs like a.
So you done fucked up, right?
Yeah, dude. Schultz is
Real
blowing
talk.
the fuck up, man. All those fuckers are just riding his coattails to the moon, which I do too. He's gonna be huge, man. He already is huge. But
So I was saying with Filthy today, it's like he was like, "Oh, we're talking about Schultz and Rogan. Seems like they're closer, right?"
Yep.
From the outside looking in, and I told him, it's like, yo, it's like Drake hooking up with Lil Baby when Lil Baby came out, because he knows Lil Baby's the next hot thing. So
yeah,
if you're the older dude that's still hot, of course you're gonna hook up with the next young
100%.
wave coming through, right? And I'm not
100%.
saying that's just what Rogan's doing, but for sure you're doing that though. You know what I'm saying?
if you think about it, like, it's mutually beneficial, right? Like, it helps Rogan out because he's hopping on with the new wave, and Schultz obviously, like, he even talks about it when he first went on Rogan, getting the Rogan bump, quote unquote. Like, everybody's numbers go through the roof as soon as you hit Rogan.
Fuck yeah, no
Especially
doubt.
if you, like, kill it on Rogan. If you're like an unreal interview and it's a really good pod, like, you're gonna gain so much traffic, it's crazy.
So back it up to the hyenas for a second.
Yeah, sorry.
No, all good. I just remembered something I went.
Yeah, go.
So my understanding is that Chris is doing a TV show,
Yes.
and then Giannis is doing a podcast, but Chris is not doing a podcast.
Yeah. So from the show, and they joked about it a bunch too.
Fuck, did they work him? That was pretty good.
Oh, it was funny. It was funny to listen to. But I guess Giannis wanted to keep going, but Chris just had other stuff going on. He signed a couple deals, and it just didn't work for him to do the pod anymore. And so
it comes so easy for those guys that it's just like, I'm not buying that excuse personally.
what do you mean?
Like, they could have made it work easy, I think.
But the thing is, like, he signed on to do a TV show.
Yeah, but there's people that do TV shows and podcasts.
Yeah, but not the type of. Have you ever listened to one of their episodes?
Yeah,
Dude,
I have. Yeah,
it's
I used
like-
to listen to it a lot back in the day.
It's like a Flagrant type show where they say a lot of heinous shit, right?
Oh yeah.
And
fuck
so, from what I took from it is that Chris basically wasn't able to
yeah. Can't do it because of TV.
exactly. But in the same way that, like, if you have a loyal fan base who are expecting a certain show, and then all of a sudden you change and go, quote unquote, go corporate, they're gonna be like, yo, fuck this show, and so they just ended it instead of going down that road.
And they didn't close the door 100% for the future, but I don't know. Those guys are really funny together.
Really funny, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty.
Chris DiStefano was
Talk about chemistry, dude. You know?
dude, huge. And Chris was supposed to come to Vancouver like right before the
wow.
pandemic
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
I was supposed to go with Noah. We ended up getting canceled. But like you say, chemistry between those guys off the charts. They're so funny together.
Have you listened to? Do you listen to those guys?
No.
Like recently, no.
No. It's one of those things where, like, it's like Chris D'Elia. Speaking of which, we were 100% right on because new charges got pressed against him.
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah,
Speak on it.
some girl said that he solicited nudes from her and then had sex with her when she was 17.
That's not illegal though, right?
Soliciting nudes from a minor is illegal. Technically, I guess having sex with her isn't, but it's like, okay, you're having sex with
crazy.
underage people. Like, it's over.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. Like,
100% it is, man. And
But
the part that, like, pisses me off
it's
is
so gross, but legally, is he okay?
I have no idea.
That's all he cares about, and I think he might be. Like, morally, that's reprehensible. But legally, 17 is like, what is it, 16? I don't even know, bro.
But the thing is, like, okay, maybe legally he doesn't go to jail, but
That's all he cares about, though.
you, can't,
You know what I
you
mean?
say that until none of his friends fuck with him anymore. No networks fuck with him. No podcasters fuck with him. Nobody in the right mind. His wife will leave him. Her and the kid are gone. There's no way she sticks around after
So to
this.
be exactly like now, except the wife and kid are gone. That's what you're basically saying. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. He's
Dude,
fucking lucky.
There's no one will fuck with him. Period. No one. Like you said, when it really comes out that he did it, who's gonna fuck with him?
That's crazy.
Now, Chris, if you want to come on, if you want a platform, come on our show. Be a really good interview.
You're welcome to come on our show anytime.
Mm-hmm.
We don't discriminate. When did you hear about these charges?
Last week, I think it was last week.
Yeah, fuck.
The part that pisses me off is like he's actually a good-looking dude. He's funny. He could have anyone he wants, man.
Are you mad that he didn't DM you, bro?
I am. I'm a little upset.
You're
you know what I mean?
pretty
I'm hurt.
choked,
I think
He's
I'm pretty cute. So.
Fuck, I thought he was gonna ask me to send nudes too, man.
I know,
what the
dude.
fuck?
I've been told I have dreamy eyes, so.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. Probably ain't gonna be the end of it. I seen like more girls coming forward about T.I. and his wife too.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, I saw Reddit today.
Oh shit!
6 more people came forward.
Fucking Cuomo, a bunch of people coming forward against him too.
Oh,
Everybody's
what was
getting
the term
it, bro.
I heard? Cuomophobic. That's pretty ill though. That guy fucking wow. Did they ever do a complete 180 on his political career?
Yeah, no shit. It's hilarious though that like all these people are like when he's loved and is on the rise. We'll keep our mouth shut. But as soon as his career starts to go down the toilet, everybody piles on.
It don't look good, man.
No, it's over for
Yeah,
him. As it
he
should be.
refuses to budge.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck you guys, I ain't going nowhere, man. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it don't look good. The one or maybe two I can let slide. But when it's like more than that, it's like, fuck, man. It's probably true, right?
Yeah, no shit. When enough people come out,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's where there's smoke, there's fire.
Like Bill Cosby was like, what, 50-something bitches?
Yo,
We all think they're lying?
Dude,
No.
Bill Cosby put up numbers. Like championship MVP level.
I don't know how he
numbers.
did with that lazy eye too. You see one of them eyes? Oh, it's all
Dude,
fucked
they
up,
didn't
man.
see anything. What are you talking
You
about?
need to
You don't
smack
know
the
how
side
he
of his
did
head
it.
to like get it straight.
Yeah, that's probably why, bro.
Guy's probably a fucking celebrity in jail, though. I heard he's a celebrity in
For
jail.
sure, he's probably doing
kissing up to him,
stand up.
you know
Everyone's
what I mean? Yeah, no
cuddling
lie.
up for sure.
Wearing those sweaters.
Getting
Getting
head on the
them
daily.
pudding pops. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, I guess fuck Cosby, yeah. You know?
Yes, sir. You want to get into the fights?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because this was like an absolute shit show of a card, man.
Shout out my boy, Petr Yan.
Holy fuck.
I like him even more now.
Okay, you want to start there?
Yeah, wherever.
Okay, we can start Aljo. First off, I was right on him getting the W. Know what I'm saying? 100%. Knew he was going to win all day long. Quality call on my part.
Yo, Piotr was ahead on 2 of the 3 cards when it happened.
Oh, dude, he was putting Aljo down.
That pace in the first round, you know you cannot keep that up.
No,
bro.
and it wasn't
Crazy pace, bro.
But it wasn't even like a yo, I'm doing work pace. It was like he was just there's no technique. He was flailing around. Like it looked so just he didn't look like a professional fighter. He looked like a bit of a clown.
It took a little bit for Jan to like kind of maybe figure out the timing, but he waited patiently.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of knew the openings were going to come.
For sure.
And sure enough, they came. And fuck, his striking is so good, dude.
I was wrong on Jan. And where it clicked for me, where I'm like, oh shit, he's got this, is he caught one of Aljo's kicks, threw the leg up over, then they did like the Muay Thai style kick sweep, and he just put Aljo down, and we're like, dude, this
his
guy's
takedown
gangster,
defense I thought
bro.
was really good.
Gangster. His
I
cage
would
wrestling was
definitely take
solid.
him in the rematch.
Oh, for sure.
But wow, did Sterling ever fucking get fucked? And my buddy texted me with a picture of Sterling holding the Oscar because they were like fake motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Who was it? TJ that fucking.
There was a bunch of people
calling him out for being fake. But real talk, that guy got rocked,
dude. Okay, I was gonna say the same thing.
Like
he was losing
super
the fight.
concussed, dude.
He was losing the fight, but if anyone says that he didn't, like, if he wasn't fucked up, you're a moron. You can go watch that knee back. It is a full force knee to the dome, and you're on your knees, and you're getting every bit of it. Like, it was bad.
And they said that Jan looked to his corner, asking him if he could strike him, and the corner's like, yeah, that's total fucking Rocky IV, Apollo Creed.
So
if he dies, he dies.
Yeah, type shit.
And fucking rocks him. I'm like, that's
But-
my boy.
So news came out about that, though. So
What's that?
Apparently, Jan said that he didn't even hear his corner.
Khabib said that night, right?
Yeah, said that's what the corner
happened,
said. Jan said that he didn't even hear his corner, and he didn't even ask that wasn't true, which means...
Why is Khabib lying?
So what happens is... I guess what happened was the corner was saying... I guess maybe the corner did say it, but Jan is saying that he didn't hear him anyways. So he was saying that he did that on his own volition, that his corner is trying to be like, no, it was us to get it off Jan. But low-key, like... Even if his corner did say it, Giannis had almost 20 professional fights.
Oh,
he
yeah,
knows the
that's
fucking rules.
Rookie move,
no,
man.
not even rookie. He knows the rules. He meant to knee him in the dome.
Yeah, that's why I like him.
100%. It
I'm
was
all for
full
it.
clip.
I'm all for it.
So am I.
So
the UFC could use a heel low key, and having like a Russian like I wanted to kill that fucker. Like that'd be gangster.
Jan posted on social media after the fight apologizing. Said he didn't mean to throw it, made a big mistake, and paid for it. And he sure did. I don't know. It's a shitty way to win the belt.
For sure. Like, obviously, Aljo didn't want it. Obviously, like, he threw the belt down and stuff. It's shitty on both parts. Like, especially when you're having that good of a performance as Petr.
Yeah, he looked really slick.
You know what I mean? Like, he looked unbelievable. I thought Aljo was going to be too much on the ground and present too many problems. And Petr just shelled up and didn't get hit and put him down, man.
So some of the other fighters tweeted after, obviously. John Jones tweets, Aljamain came in great shape, fought forward every second of the fight. Not his fault he got illegally kneed. Congrats, champ, you did it. TJ Dillashaw says, and the Oscar goes to at Fake Master for best actor in the title fight. And Petr Yan needs a crash course in the rules of the sport that he was once champion in. Hey, Petr, now you're a cheater too, bitch.
Low-key. I'm so excited for TJ to come back, man.
Cub Swanson, Aljo took that knee like a champ. Hashtag too soon. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, you should never have to ask your corner the rules mid-fight, but that obviously, like you said, wasn't true. So, Cody Garbrandt, you better not take that belt with him. But yeah, it was a good fight. I thought like it was just what a fucking anticlimactic ending. It's just like fuck me, dude. Like
I've never seen anything like that before. I've watched a lot of fights. I've never seen nothing like that.
Yeah, like you won't even see like the prelims guy do that shit.
No,
like you know what I mean. Like that's the thing. Like
which is why I'm like these people making excuses.
But it's all right. He's gonna get it back. He's getting the belt back anyways.
Yeah,
like. Sterling's grappling is the only thing he's got, and it was nothing dude. Compared to Jan. So, he
had him up against the cage, hands clasped behind his back, and he couldn't put him on the ground.
Yeah,
Petr's too good.
I think Jan is going to do better now that they've gone through it the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Petr versus Cody.
Because Sterling's not going to switch it up that much.
No, not at all.
I mean, either is Jan though. Don't get me wrong. He's a straight striker, but I think Petr does a better job next time even, I think. And I thought he looked good. Like we said, he was ahead on 2 of the 3 cards.
Yep. Dude, Petr Yan versus Cody Garbrandt? Are you kidding me? Or Petr versus TJ? Unreal fights, bro. Those would be so good. I'm actually
taking my boy Petr. I'm not going to get off the train, man.
I think...
Against Garbrandt, I think Petr wins. Dillashaw? Ooh, I don't know.
You think so?
But I would take Petr against Garbrandt.
I'm so excited for the next couple fights. Obviously, Amanda Nunes absolutely destroyed Megan Anderson.
So this is how you know I don't watch the women, because I kept calling her Megan, I think, last week. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so sorry, Megan.
Oh, I wanted to find like a bunch of things that had better odds than Megan Anderson beating Amanda Nunes, and I totally forgot to do it.
Way to do your homework, buddy.
I have pages of notes, and I just look and I'm like, fuck, I forgot to do that.
I seen somebody on the score called Nunes submission first round.
Nice.
I was just like, fuck, motherfucker, nailed that one. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, Shab was talking about this on his pod. He was saying that like being like these girls who go up to fight Amanda, and it's like, yo,
Megan's pretty tall, eh?
She's huge. She's 6 foot. She's massive. And like you've trained your entire life to do this. You've been training for the last 6 months just to fight Amanda. You know you're fighting Amanda. You get in the cage and it's not even close. Like no amount of training, no new coach, no nothing will ever allow you to beat this woman.
Yo, Amanda stiffened her front leg up with some of those bombs. Like, she was, like, so stiff. Like,
dude,
just like, wow, this is, like, going to be over quick.
Dude, after the first right hand, and then she pushed her up against the fence. I think it was a straight left, and Megan, like, didn't move. Her face was just looking at her, and Amanda's like, pop, pop, and she's like,
that power.
And
you can't train for that power, man.
Dude.
There's no way. And, well, also what I didn't like, too, is, I don't know if you saw her walking into the arena there, like that, the camera on her. Megan?
I didn't see.
It's like, oh, you're gonna lose for sure. She did not look good.
No confidence.
Dude. I wish I had it, but yeah, I don't know, man. It looked like the fight was over right then, but,
Yeah.
dog. You know what I'm saying? And like, fucking easy money for Nunes at this point. She's just like, it's like picking up money off the street for this woman.
The only fight that is even somewhat interesting is Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Them going back down to 135 because their last fight, some people thought Valentina won that fight.
They're gonna have to do that.
It was really close. That's the only fight that even is appealing to Megan Anderson. I love Joe Rogan's commentary too, or was it DC? Who's like Rogan's talking about Amanda retiring, and DC is like, nah, fuck that. It's like, stay in the UFC, keep taking Dana's money. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Why wouldn't you? This is like I said, it's easy work for her, man. This is 13 straight for Nunes, dating back to 2014. So
we are never gonna see another woman like this. This is like best of all time. Like, there's no one who's coming close. Amanda Nunes is so far ahead of everyone in the world, not named Valentina Shevchenko, and she beat her twice. Like,
what with the Drew Dober? Did you see that? Yeah.
Yep. I watched every fight.
Islam
Makachev.
Yeah.
He looked good, man.
Yo, boy named Islam from Russia. Come on, son.
It's over, bro.
Come on,
it's
dude.
Over, dude.
Like, how you betting against that, bro?
He looked really good, man. And the thing is, too, like, I was listening to, I think it was a Rogan clip. Maybe it was Rogan. I'm pretty sure it was Rogan. He was saying that, like, Drew Dober is one of the most underrated people in the UFC. Like, he is, no joke, like, really, really, really good.
Yeah, didn't know much about Dober. I've seen him fight, but I don't know much about him.
Like, Rogan was like, he should be a top 10 guy. He's right there with one of the best in the world. And Islam walked through him, man.
Yo, buddy, straight legit. Like, I guess, okay, what? He came off from a 17-month layoff. Khabib's dad died, obviously, we know. He was dealing with that. But, yo, super humble guy.
Mm-hmm.
Knew he couldn't strike with Dober. He said it, too. He's like, he's got a very large punch.
And a very large jaw.
So he's like, took the easy way, took him down and grinded it with him. Like, you got to be smart, man. You know
100%.
what I mean? So, yeah, maybe not the most action-packed, but I like the fight.
Yep.
And, like, he's 19-1 now. Makachev?
Yep.
So
he's
who does he fight next?
People are saying Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember where I heard
Ferguson
that, right.
is a super interesting fight. Tony's obviously had 2 losses. Islam wants to go to the ground. Tony's dangerous on the ground. It's almost like the mini Khabib Tony fight we never got, right? This is like Khabib's little brother type deal, and he's finally gonna fight Tony. I think Islam walks through him though. I don't really think
I was just gonna say that too. But based off what I've seen and like where Tony is in his career,
yeah, and that sucks because I fucking love Tony, but we've talked about CTE so much. Like, man,
does that guy do anything outside of UFC? Like, I don't.
Tony?
Yeah, I don't follow him.
Dude, Tony runs around and punches metal pillars, dude. He's
got like no outside hustles or nothing.
No, I don't think so. He's like
Businesses
fighting and fighting. That is it. This man literally will punch.
Maybe he like opens
metal
the gym
pillars.
or something.
He sits there and he elbows pillars to sharpen and to increase like his bone strength.
Well, he's gonna have a lot of time to do that. So maybe he opens like a gym or something though.
For sure he will.
Right, just you put your name on that bitch and make
he'll probably do like a 10th Planet Eddie Bravo type gym. But I'm looking at like the top 10 and Islam's ranked number 11 now. Just looking at the rankings.
Okay.
And
who's 10th?
Paul Felder. So this division is fucking unbelievable. So number 14 is Ali Aquinta. 13 Kevin Lee. 12 Diego Ferreira, who's really good. 11 Islam. 10 Paul Felder. Then Benel Dariush, Dan Hooker, Rafael Dos Anjos, Conor McGregor, Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier. That division
That's pretty sick.
Fucking unbelievable, bro.
Oh, wow.
But low-key, like, if Islam is this good that everyone at AKA has been saying, and he looked to be it, like, he's going to roll through everyone, man. I mean, maybe Dustin gives him trouble. Maybe Charles gives him trouble. But, like, I got to see more of Michael Chandler, so I don't know about there. But I think he beats
Dos Anjos, that would be a sick fight, dude.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Dos Anjos, not to be messed with, man.
Yeah, he's scary.
He had that murderer's row we went through, like, a while back. We talked about him. Remember the last whatever, how many fights? It was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's pretty ridiculous division.
Do you want to talk the first fight on the card before we go to Izzy?
The first fight was which one?
Was a
Is that Askarev? No,
it was
better
Alexander Rakic versus Thiago Santos.
Santos, yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Disappointing fight.
Yeah, it was.
Because both these guys are like, especially Thiago Santos.
I thought they were gonna come out banging.
Knockout artists.
Yeah,
both these guys are big time. And I think it was
pretty
one of those,
underwhelming.
Yeah, it was. I think it was one of those things where like we talk about styles make fights. Like when you have two guys who are both strong enough to knock each other out, and both these guys are top 5. They're not stupid, so they're not just gonna bum rush each other. Like they're gonna be smart. They're gonna be intelligent.
Real talk. I thought Santos was gonna come out and try and make a point just because of the layoff and like the injuries and just be like.
He's had apparently like 2 or 3 leg surgeries though.
Yeah.
It's hard to come back and be the same guy.
Maybe he needs a couple fights to get back, like just to.
I think so
work
too.
out the kinks and whatnot, but yeah, he's a bad dude. They both are, I guess, but yeah, it was. I thought it was gonna be a pretty exciting way to start the card, but
it was a bit of a letdown. The one fight I want to touch on. Did you watch the Dominic Cruz?
I did.
What'd you think?
He looked decent. That herky jerky style of his obviously worked again. But he looked okay. The Casey Kenny I don't know much about, but his footwork's still there. Obviously, the angles was really good on his angles. But honestly, though, like after here, like where does he go though? This is what I don't know. This is his first win since 2016. Is that right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's next for this guy? Like, he did better than I thought. I definitely give him that. You know,
technique-wise, I thought he was right where he normally is. His speed looked good. The one thing I thought was super underwhelming was he didn't seem to have much power or pop to his punches.
No power. Definitely no power.
So, like, I look at because he's ranked 9 now, and the top 8 guys above him, the only guy I could see him beating is Frankie Edgar, which would be a cool, like, legacy fight to end their careers, but I don't think he makes another run, man. I think there's just not enough power. I think
he ended the fight there on top, right?
Yeah.
That always leaves a good impression in the judges' minds, obviously, too.
You can tell he's a super cerebral fighter, like knowing that, okay, he's probably up, but he's going to secure a takedown with 30 seconds left just to make sure he get, like, that's smart.
Yeah, that's being in the game forever. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah, what was it, 29, 28? And there was a 30-27 in there, too.
Which...
And this is what I didn't get, and Dana talks about it later on the interview that I have, but after the fight, he calls out that Hans Molenkamp.
Yeah.
And that guy is affiliated with Monster.
Yeah.
So, and Monster is obviously a huge sponsor of UFC. Yep. So there's definitely some animosity there, and he's like, let's do it for charity. So do you know why there's animosity?
So it's funny. Shaw broke this all down yesterday because he used to be sponsored by Monster, and so he's actually had dealings with this Hans guy directly. So how the contracts work with Monsters are, obviously you got to wear Monster Energy on your short. During your interviews, you got the can or whatever, right?
Right, yeah.
But apparently the only stipulation they have, this Hans guy, he's the guy, I guess, who runs the MMA side of Monster or whatever.
Okay.
He's like, okay, you just have to wear the shorts, hold the drink. But also, whenever my own personal self, Hans Molenkamp, make a post on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, you have to comment and like. And so Dominic Cruz, if you say, he's like, all these guys, he's like, there's this one guy, Hans, who's trapping us athletes, fronting all these Ferraris and stuff. It's because if Dominic Cruz doesn't like and comment on Hans Molenkamp's Instagram of him flexing a Ferrari, he doesn't get paid.
Okay, here's... That's, okay, you could almost say that's like the Kardashians that get paid to tweet.
That is
right?
The most childish shit I have ever heard of.
But like, hear
I'm
me
your
out
rep,
for a second.
you have to like my shit.
But no, hear me out here. If like these Kardashians are sponsored by whatever company, right?
Yeah.
They get paid to tweet.
Yeah.
Essentially not the same thing here?
No, because it's not like Dominic Cruz has to like and comment on the official Monster Energy post on social media, which to me makes sense. No, he has to post on his rep's personal social media. So that'd be like if you're sponsored by Nike, right? And I'm just your rep. and I'm your guy who's like, okay,
Where's my fucking free gear, bro?
that's what I'm saying. I'll give
Come
you your
on,
gear,
man.
whatever, right?
I want the Virgils that LeBron wore in the All-Star game.
Dude, those are sick.
Come on,
Real
man.
sick.
We don't wear they though.
But it's like, okay, you have to like and comment all the Nike stuff. Okay, that makes sense. But also, my personal one where I'm talking about just like my personal life and my stuff, you have to comment and like on that. And you're like, what? I'm like, yeah, LeBron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cornball stuff. You're like, bro, you're just my rep. I'm sponsored by Monster, not by you.
Don't sign with Monster.
So this has been like a known thing. Apparently, this guy's done this for years.
Yeah. Okay. So
Which is
don't
corny as
sign
fuck.
with Monster.
These guys can't afford not to.
Exactly.
Though. That's the thing.
So either you sign and shut the fuck up, or don't sign and you can spout off about it.
I agree.
I gotta take Monster's side on this actually.
Okay, see, but the thing is, I disagree because, yes, okay, if you're a fighter, take the money and shut
Go
up.
Monster. I'll tweet whatever you want.
But it's not Monster Energy saying this. It's this
Who cares?
rep
Hans,
on his own
Franz,
shit.
and fucking I don't care. I'll do them all, man.
I think it's the most cornball behavior, bro. He's
I
like, yeah, I
don't
got
even
all
think
these
it's that
guys.
big of a deal, to be honest.
I got all these guys commenting on my shit just because.
That's what you're that upset about, that you want to fight the guy because you have to fucking like his tweet or whatever the fuck it was?
That part.
That's what I don't get.
That
Like,
part I agree with you. If you're an athlete,
This is
fuck
what
yeah,
you're-
pay me 10 grand a month. I'll like and comment on your shit, no problem.
Right.
Now, if you're that guy, bro, you're a bit of a cornball for doing it. But if you're an athlete, fuck it. I don't know if you want to, like, I agreed. Why would you want to fight him over it?
And Dana has a total different view on it.
I haven't heard Dana's view on it.
We'll get to it later, but yeah. But obviously, we, like I said, don't believe what anyone says. So we're not really taking Dana for his word either here. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's my guy. What are you talking about?
But so you want to talk Izzy?
Yeah, let's do it. What?
Well, my buddy bet on Jan.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think he was like plus 250
So he won
at the end. He was,
Izzy didn't look sharp though. He didn't look like crisp. Like, I don't know.
My thought was that Izzy knew, like, so.
What was it?
I thought Jan exerted a shit ton of pressure on Izzy, but to the naked eye, it doesn't feel like it. So the threat of Jan turning it into a brawl with his power and the threat of Jan taking Izzy down forced Izzy to play super, super safe and reactive. And so he didn't look sharp. He didn't look like the Izzy we know because of all this pressure exerted against him, which to the naked eye, you're like, what are you talking about? Jan's not doing anything. But it's just the fact that he's 30 pounds bigger than him, has way more power than him. That alone caused Izzy to have to fight different. And the result was a super underwhelming fight. Agree, disagree?
Yeah, I thought, like, you knew he was going to try and use his weight advantage on him.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things, though. I want to say the scoring was fucked up.
It was fucked up.
10-8 rounds. Fuck out
Get out of here, dude. There was not a 10-8
That's fucking
round.
bullshit.
No, 100%. He did no damage on the ground. Yes, he held him. He did no damage.
Izzy, obviously, as soon as Jan had him on the ground, there was no way he was getting him
Nope.
off him. You know what I mean?
He's played defense.
And that's smart by Jan. Like we said before on our last, this is exactly how Jan likes it. He wants to be the underdog. Has been his whole life. Came out and fucking proved that he's legit champion.
Yep, 100%.
You know, there was talk that Adesanya was gonna try and go for the 3 division. I read that today, and it's just like, it just shows how hard this is. Connor being the first one, I think it's just that much more special. Being the first to do anything, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But now, the Izzy John Jones is out the window now.
Dude, and I think after watching this fight, John Jones would absolutely work Izzy. John Jones has some of the best ground game and wrestling in the entire UFC. And if Jan Blachowicz, who decent but by no means elite at wrestling, worked Izzy like that, John would beat the shit out of him on the ground. He would take him on the ground and just do whatever the fuck he wanted to Izzy.
So Blachowicz extended his winning streak to 5. Obviously, when he won the title in September with a knockout win over Dominic Reyes. Yeah. Stylebender said that he plans to fight again at light heavyweight, but will defend the middleweight belt in the next outing. So he wants to clean up 185. But yeah, I mean, for Izzy, it's nothing to hang his head over. You know, in 3 years, he's captured the middleweight title, put together a 9-fight win streak, and challenged for the light heavyweight. He may not have won, but that's one hell of a start to his career. And he talked about he went up at kickboxing, and he was successful at it. He went up in a weight at kickboxing.
Yep.
He said boxing too. He used to box, went up at boxing. So, yeah, it just wasn't his night. And when we got into the interviews, he was mad respectful of Jan, which I thought was dope.
Big time.
Didn't make it about him. And obviously John Jones had shit to say after. He was tweeting out after the fight. Seems like everyone worried about me but can't get past what's in front of them. Weird. And then another tweet, he says, the greatest striking MMA has ever seen? ? This shit needs to stop already. People so quick to jump on the hype train. And you know what? If I'm where he's at, he ain't wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a John Jones fan by any means. But like we said, it's fucking hard, dude.
Mm-hmm. The thing too, going up, the reason why I think this fight, so I think that Izzy 100% in the future will be successful at 205. But I think in order to do that, it's a 20-pound jump. He has the frame and the size to be a 205er, but he doesn't have the mass right now. He needs to actually take a year, and we talked about this, take a year, 2 years, and literally just weight train. Put on 10 to 15, 20 pounds of lean body mass, and he'll be right there, no problem.
That's what Jones is. Jones took his time.
He's doing it, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, he's doing it right, minus the blow and all the other shit.
But
he's doing it right.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying? Yo, Jones, you're looking for a training partner. I'm pretty good at that.
You're working our nostrils, you know what I'm saying?
1 for 1, you know what I'm saying?
But
we'll do 10-minute rounds.
You're 100% right, and it's funny that, Izzy, you should actually model what John Jones is doing in terms of moving up. That's the way to do it. Be smart. Take your time. Put on weight. Do it properly. This seemed like a very hype train jump up, which at the same time, like, if I'm Israel, I think Jan, if I was forced to move up as Izzy right at this point in time, Jan is the opponent I'd want. And so I think it was a smart choice just based on opponent style and matchup. But now that we've actually seen it, it's like, okay, he needs to put on size.
We'll go through a couple of interviews after the
100%.
fights.
I think one thing I want to give a shout out to is Jan. I think right after the fight, he was super respectful and joking around with Izzy. Izzy like complimented his guard game on the ground, and Jan was like, "Yo, you're really famous. I could be your bodyguard, bro. Like, you need help, right?" Like, Jan's a funny dude, and like I think you got to put a lot of respect on Jan and on Izzy as well. Like, he handled this loss like an absolute champ. Was giving big props to Jan. Was like, "Nope, this is on me. I got to deal with this, and I'll get better." Like, both guys handled it beautifully, and you can't not love both of them because of it.
I think honestly, it's just probably mad humbling for Stylebender too.
But low key, like, Jan should take the Petr Yan frame and absolutely just demolish somebody and be like, "I'm a fucking Russian killer. I'll kill anyone." Drago type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no lie.
It's so
who does who do you want to see Jan fight?
He's got to fight Glover.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Glover, but I think unfortunately Glover's career comes to an end when he fights Jan. Glover's basically our I forget who said, I think it was Shaw. He's our Brazilian Tom Brady. He's just old and keeps on coming. I think after that fight, I think his next opponent is probably Rakic, which I think is a really, really interesting fight. So the lightweight division is like wide open now. Like, wide open.
Another guy mad disrespected Glover for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But fuck, man, that guy's all the credit to that guy too, man.
Yeah, he's going on a run, dude.
So here's Izzy talking about his emotions after the loss.
No, losses are part of life, and losses is something I deal with occasionally. This is my first one in MMA, but yeah, as they say, it is what it is. If I was gonna lose to anyone, what better guy to lose to than a guy like Jan, a classy champion, a cool dude, a very nice guy. a guy who has a great story in himself, you know, on his way of getting cut from the company, comes back and then dominates, you know, becomes a light heavyweight champion, and then hands this guy, a future legend, his first loss. Yeah, if I was going to lose to anyone, I'm glad I lost to him.
Ended up being a pretty tactical battle.
Sorry.
I love it, man. He's so good on the mic.
Yeah, he is. Oh, super charismatic. Love how he bigs up Jan, though, too. Gives him the credit. You know, so... sorry, I'm just going to find this here.
Do you have the interview where Jan talks about Izzy?
No, I don't have that one.
So it's funny that Izzy big up Jan because Jan went the same way. Rogan was like, "What did you think of Izzy?" And he's like, "To be honest with you, he's two things. I thought he was gonna be a little bit faster, but it turns out he's a little bit slower than I thought, but hits way fucking harder."
That's the one thing I want to know too. Could Izzy really hurt Jan? But
so that's what Jan said. Jan said he's like, he hits way harder than I thought. He's not as fast as I thought he'd be, but he hits way harder.
So they asked Izzy about his game plan and how it played out. This is what he had to say.
That was my game plan pretty much. Just draw out some of his attacks, but he took his time tonight. I think he respected me as well. Like I did respect him. I respected his power. I felt his power. And yeah, you know, I can handle that Polish thing. Yeah, that was the game plan pretty much. He didn't rush as much as I thought because he respected me, which is, you know, rightfully so. But also he respected the fact that I got up from his takedowns early on. It wasn't until the last round, I credit him for this, he timed it well. And then I'll have to have a look at the tape and see where my mind was at. But he just timed it well with that takedown, and then I had a good lockdown. I was trying to get the deep half when I had the lockdown, but also, he wouldn't make space to punch. He did the whole pitter-patter thing because he was just going to steal the round. Because he knew, like, if he gave me space, I'm slippery, man. I'm slippery, and I was going to get back up. So, credit to him. He's a great champion.
So, what do you think? What's the plans for Izzy? Did you hear?
He's going to go back down. And this is where... This is kind of sad. Not sad, but like just like, okay, the middleweight division is going to be meh for the next little while. Because the only fight in the top 10 that even like somewhat like interests me is Darren Till, and he's lost. Like, so to say like the most interesting fight is a guy who's lost, I think his last two, like it's a tough beat in the middleweight division. Like there's no one really to fight him right now. And that division's going to be very, very boring for the next little bit.
So we'll actually get to what he says on, I guess, going forward. I forgot I had that. So they asked him about the scoring. This is what he thought about the scoring.
Big of a difference. I don't know about those 10-8 rounds, and I don't know about those some of those scorecards from the judges. But yeah, I lost the fight to the better fighter tonight, the craftier fighter tonight, and yeah, but it wasn't like an ass whooping or anything. Like when he had me on the ground, you know, if he had postured up and then wailed on me and thrown some crazy elbows and crazy punches and connected crazy, yeah, I can say, yeah, give it a 10-8, give it a 10-7 even. Use the whole 10-point must system, but it wasn't none of that. He just held on and just, you know, snuck some shots in to try and keep it busy enough that the referee doesn't stand it up. And that's a veteran move because he's a veteran in this game.
And then real talk though, how cool is it that Jan gets to say that he beat Izzy?
100% it is.
Like it's gotta fucking feel good, you know what I mean?
Dude, he even talked about it in his interview. He's like, it's cool to give this guy the first loss, obviously.
Oh,
he's
nice.
a legend. Like
for sure. That's
they're
huge,
straight
bro.
Sucking each other off. Which you love to see it, man.
Here's we'll go through this one last one and go to Dana White here. His plans going forward.
Definitely, you'll see me back at 205 later in the future, but right now, I go to the division, I got to dominate, and I know they're going to be thinking, oh, that's it, you just got to take him down, and then that shit, you got him. I'm like, all right, cool, bet, but I'll remind them again why I'm the king at 185.
So he went on to say some foul shit about John Jones, but I ain't gonna put that. We don't condone that language here. Highly unlikely. So
Our boy Miles Leonard does.
Oh, bro, you see the beams on that guy,
dude. So
did you hear it?
Oh yeah, dude. I have a full breakdown. We can probably talk about it next episode. But holy shit,
it
bro.
rhymes with cucking bike. Boy, savage, eh?
Yeah, it's a tough,
Miles.
It's a tough look, bro.
What up, son? And then, no surprise, you see a statement by the Miami Heat saying,
I have the full.
he's leaving. Oh, do you? Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
we'll
Yeah,
get
okay,
into
I'll
it.
let you get into that then. So here's Dana talking about his thoughts on the main event.
It's one of those things where when you get two of the best in the world and they fight, it's like he says, it can turn into not a barn burner. It's very technical and safety first, one of those type of fights. Scoring is insane. These guys are giving out 10-8 rounds like fucking. There were 2 rounds in that fight that they gave a 10-8. Now, when I came up in the fight business, a 10-8 was an ass whooping. You got your ass whooped. You didn't do shit in that round and got beat down if it was a 10-8. They got to stop giving this 10-8 shit's out of control right now. So hopefully we can get this fixed, and they're going to screw up a lot of fights. They're handing out 10-8s like that. There was no 10-8 in that fight.
Yep, I agree.
Totally, I don't get where this judging is coming from, man. Like,
especially because the fight was so close. Like, if Izzy stuffed one of those takedowns, say he stuffed the takedown around 5, right? And he stayed on the outside and he jabbed and moved, right?
Yeah.
Like he was doing. You can make the argument that Izzy won that fight, if that's the case, right? But if a judge gave Jan a 10-8 in round 4, Jan would have won the fight, which is so fucked. Or it would have been a draw, I guess. But either way, like, you can't give him out like that, especially in a close fight.
Yeah, something needs to be done here. Like, I'm tired of talking about the judges. We always seem to be talking about the judges every fucking now and then, right?
It seems like every card, though, bro. Real talk, like it does.
It's getting out of control. These are Dana's thoughts on Jan.
This guy's a tough guy. You've seen all the guys that Izzy's fought and what he's done. Jan's a tough guy. Jan, when I got up in the octagon, I put the belt on him tonight. He turned around, looked at me, and said, "You don't believe in me." I said, "What the fuck did I do? How did I not believe in you?" These guys are crazy, man. They're very. What's the word I'm looking for? They're very. I don't know. They're fucking crazy. That's what it is. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm nothing but saying good things about the guy, but yeah, he thinks I don't believe in him.
Well, he's making everyone a believer,
Straight up.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it. I don't know. Did you get any of the pay for any of these people? Like, do you know what anyone made?
No, I haven't.
No. Okay.
I'm sure I can look it up.
All good. No worries. Whatever. Oh yeah. Okay. We'll talk. The mountain or the monster thing, right? Sorry. Let me just get to that interview. That part of the interview.
Yeah, no stress. Is there any other like takeaways from the card you have? For me, I think that was about it, man. I think overall it was one of those cards where, like, if you're not really into fighting, it was probably pretty boring. But if you're really into fighting, it was a shit show and it was fun to watch.
I always enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you can't argue 3 belts on one card, right?
Nope.
So I'll take that all day long.
Yes, sir. You got the interview?
Yeah, here's Dana talking about Cruz calling out Hans Molenkamp.
Listen, it's all weird. Is Hans a goofy dude? Yeah, he's a very goofy dude. But they're a sponsor. I mean, these guys are a sponsor. They're great sponsors. They pay these guys a lot of money. Monster is one of these companies that really, really takes care of people. And it's their company. They can sponsor whoever they want. They can run their business however they want. This isn't like a work situation where you're working for somebody and you're not happy about the way you're being treated. This is a sponsorship deal. These guys can spend their money and run their company however they want to. And nobody's guaranteed money from a sponsor. There's no, it's a privilege to get money from a sponsor. So if you don't like the way they do business, don't do business with them, you know? But they've been good. They've been good to us. They've been good to the sport, and they've definitely been good to the fighters, you know? I get it. He doesn't like him, and, you know, some guys have a problem with him, and, you know, it's easy to figure that one out. But Monster as a company, they've been solid, man. They couldn't be any better. I remember the first time that I ever talked to the owner to do a deal with those guys, we had talked about numbers, and then he was like, yeah, no, I want to give the fighters an extra $25,000. And I was like, holy shit. He's like, yeah, no, we take care of people, and we, you know, they're a damn good company, solid, and they take care of people, you know. Everybody needs to realize that when you get a sponsorship deal and you get sponsorship money, it's a privilege. It's not something that you're owed.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Hans seems like a bit of a cornball, but if you're a fighter, they pay you well.
You're calling out the guy like he's doing something really bad. It's just like doesn't sound like it.
He's just a bit of a cornball, which I agree with. But
so,
yeah, okay,
whatever.
Also, Dominic Cruz is 100 pounds lighter than Hans. No bullshit. Hans is like a big dude.
One last comment here. They asked Dana if he thought, oh shit, 11:38. Sorry. If he thought Jan's knee was illegal. Is what he said.
Judge. Do I think that the knee was intentional? Yeah. He threw the knee. Yeah, he threw the knee. I mean, he didn't slip and accidentally land the knee.
No, but it was like he it's pretty obvious he was down, right? So, I mean, you know, fighters know that's the rule.
Yeah. It was an intentional knee.
So
He got hit with a knee. I saw some guys on the internet saying it didn't even land. Oh, it landed. It landed.
You're out to lunch if you don't think that hurt.
So, yeah, that's that, I guess, man. What's the next card? Do you know offhand?
It's the Francis Stipe one is the next big one. But let me pull up. I think there's a fight night coming up. Events. Next one is Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad, which is a
right.
tough go for Leon Edwards. That poor guy has been like run around the wagon so many times, man.
I'm excited to see how he looks actually coming off the layoff, right?
Low key, it might I feel bad for him, but at the same time, like this might be really good for him, getting a couple tune-up fights and then being able to really challenge.
A couple more UFC notes.
Yep.
Figueiredo Moreno rematch on June 12th.
That's cool.
Fight of the year candidate was the first one. Also, Weili Zhang and Rose.
Sick fight.
UFC 261 on April 24th.
Super sick fight.
Poirier Connor for the summer, they're saying.
Ooh, fuck yeah.
So
shout out to Dustin Poirier, man. I'm glad he's just saying, yeah, let's do a rematch and getting that bag.
Did you hear his Rogan? I haven't listened to it yet.
No, I didn't.
You didn't listen?
Dustin was on. Also, Corey Sandhagen was on, who I'm interested to hear. But
I'll skip that one. But yeah, cool.
Yeah. Anything else UFC?
No, I'm good on UFC.
Do you want to talk? There's a couple trade rumors and NFL news that have been floating around.
Yeah, I got a big thing on Russ here.
Okay, cool. Because I've got
go ahead.
a bunch of notes too. Before we get into the Russ thing, because what I'm about to say affects the Russ thing. Dak Prescott just signed one of the biggest, if not, I think it is the biggest in terms of guaranteed money contracts in the NFL history. 160 million over 4 years, 126 million guaranteed money. Your thoughts?
Dak bet himself and won, and I think it's fucking brilliant. This is why the contract's so great. So he got a $66 million signing bonus. In the first year, he gets $75 million.
Huge.
Unbelievable. First 3 years average out at 42, but like I said, first year $75 million he gets. Now, Dak had all the leverage here, Cowboys, because Jerry fucked himself, could have done this deal a long time ago, chose not to do it, and this is what happens. Super bad negotiator. So we all know he got franchised. And if he franchised again this year at $37 million, if you were to do it a third time, that would have been $54 million. Jerry even said to Ed Werder, I believe, that, Dak had all the leverage, and he and his agent, Todd France, clearly applied it. He earns the second highest guarantee and maintains future leverage with no trades and no tag clauses. Well, that's fucking huge, too.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all after playing only 5 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how the highest paid QBs now stack up in the NFL. Mahomes, 45 a year. Dak, 40. Deshaun, 39. Russ, 35. Another great thing about this contract.
One of those 5 is not like the other.
One of those 4?
4? Yeah. In terms of, so as a Dak Prescott, the human being fan, pump for Dak. He got injured. This is a big fuck you. Players get injured and get burned on contracts.
I'm not a huge Dak football
all
fan.
the time. But he's
human
a good
being fan?
human being.
Good dude.
I'm
sure.
pumped for him because people get burned. Really good guy. If I'm in the front office for the Dallas Cowboys in terms of a football move, does Dak Prescott deserve Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers money? No.
So
if you break down the top quarterbacks in the league, he's not in the top 10. In my opinion. And so you are paying, and this is something that Colin Cowherd was talking about this. Sorry to interrupt you.
No. You finish.
He was saying that the Dallas Cowboys, which as a Giants fan I'm pumped on, are not going to do well moving forward because they have a bunch of really good players who they're paying as if they're the best players in the league at their position. Amari Cooper, really, really good receiver. Mid-tier number 1 guy. Not a true number 1 guy, not a D-Hop, not a Julio Jones. And he's getting paid like that. Dak Prescott, not a Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, but he's getting paid like that. There are so many holes on defense on that team. The defense is fucking god-awful. And they have now no money to shore that up. So they're fucking themselves long-term.
Which they always do. This is what I said, Jerry's the worst negotiator. You overpay for all your guys. You're in a salary cap hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those that don't know, Dak's never been to a Super Bowl. He's been to 3 playoff games, won one of them. But here's the thing, though. This is just what the quarterback market's going to be. Like, it's not Dak's fault that he got this deal.
As a Dak fan, yeah.
If that's what they're willing to pay, like, that's going forward. That's $40 million is going to be the low end here going forward. You know. Another thing I loved about the Dak deal was he signed. Cowboys wanted 5 years. He stuck to his guns and got his 4 years. And what makes that so important is NFL redoes the TV contract in 4 years. Cap's gonna go way up. Boom, he gets another fat deal. This guy's fucking smart, man. His agent did a masterful job. I know a lot of people were ragging on the agent last year. I might have been one of them. I thought Dak should have taken the money back then. I think it was like 35 or so they were offering. But whatever. I love people that bet on themselves. And after everything he's been through, mentally and physically, yeah, I'm happy for him in that respect for sure. When it comes to the field, fuck you.
This gives me a real Kirk Cousins type vibes, where Kirk played the franchise tag game, got franchise tag once, turned down a deal, got franchise tag again, and then cashed the fuck out. Because as a team, what are the odds? If you're the Dallas Cowboys, you are late? You're mid to late in the draft. You have a bunch of teams ahead of you that are going to draft a QB. So the odds of you drafting a QB as good as Dak are not very good this year. Next year, the QB is going to be one of the worst QB drafts in a long time in terms of talent. So you're basically fucked for the next year. So you're forced into signing this contract. So it's one of those things where it's like
leverage, baby.
Yeah, leverage, exactly. So if you're Jerry Jones, like you said, sign the deal early when you can for less money.
And with Kirk Cousins, from 2016 to 2022.
There's so much hesitation and then that laughed.
This is
and
good.
Just resentment.
Who is the highest paid player in the NFL?
It's Kirk Cousins.
Do you know how much money he made?
Like 196 million or something.
192 million.
It's
You
so
like that?
dumb, bro.
You fucking like that, son? So, yeah, man. Yo, again, you bet on yourself. And it was stupid on Washington's part.
Washington? Dallas, you mean?
But no, because they tagged him twice, I think. So that was the beginning of it. And then gave him a 3-year deal and then another 2-year deal.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah.
Wait.
Yo,
So, pause. Sorry.
Yeah.
Washington tagged him twice?
Yeah. And then we got him on a 3-year 84, and then we gave him another 2 years 66 or something like that.
So, if I get franchise tagged twice,
Yeah.
if I go to a different team, it doesn't reset the franchise tag? Can't I get franchise tagged twice by Washington? Then Washington says, fuck you. Then I can get franchise tagged by the Vikings and it starts over?
No, because if you go to another team... No, yeah, you can only get franchise from Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no way, like we said, the 3rd year is like you have to give it
Crazy money.
million.
I didn't realize it carried over from different teams.
But yeah, yo, like I said, I couldn't be happier for Dak. Like I like that, man. I like players taking the gamble, and like with NFL, man, nothing's guaranteed. So, good on him. You know? I just hope he fails come playoff time. Like,
Me too.
I read a stat. So, I think Tony Romo. 13 or 14 years in the NFL, made 124 million. Dak got 126 guaranteed.
Wild shit, dude.
But Tony's killing it in the booth still, though. Let's be real. But yeah, man, that's that. How long are we in?
We're an hour, but do you want to talk Russell Wilson and why this affects? Let's end on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because I wanted to talk about it last week, but we didn't get to it.
So I started this last week, so some of this is not gonna, because it came out that Russ was like, I want to stay in Seattle, but here are the 4 teams I wouldn't mind going to, he says, basically. Yeah. Right? And
just pause. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Where this came from is, I guess, Russell Wilson had basically told the front office, Pete Carroll, hey, I want more input in personnel. I want to know what our draft plans are for the O-line. And Pete said, go fuck yourself. Straight up. He got, apparently, the inside, I forget who the insider was or who reported it, but he walked into a meeting and said this, and Pete literally said fuck off. Like, not literally, but basically was like, dismissed him and was like, no, not a chance. And you are Russell fucking Wilson, bro. Like, and then after that, like you said, he went public with, I don't want to be traded, but if I was, 4 teams.
No, the 4 teams were Dallas Cowboys, New Orleans Saints, the Raiders, and the Bears.
Yep.
Now, if you would have asked me a couple weeks ago, I'm like, nah, Russ isn't getting traded. And the reason why I said it was because of the dead money. It's $39 million that they got to carry. Philadelphia is carrying $34 million in dead money from Carson Wentz. So that is out the fucking window. That don't matter. And the fact that if people remember, last year Aaron Rodgers was choked.
About the Jordan Love situation?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what he was unhappy for.
He didn't get help, and they drafted Jordan Love.
Coach came forward. No, this was after Jordan Love. Coach came forward and was like, Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere. He's our guy. And that's what you do when you have that kind of talent, right?
You make him happy.
That's what you do when he's the franchise's best player ever, you know? And the fact that Seattle is whisper quiet, hasn't said a fucking word, and that's kind of like, okay.
Did you see what came out?
Don't like that.
Huh? Did you see what came out like yesterday?
With?
So they released a letter to the fans?
Yes. He was left off.
Yeah, so Seattle.
You had Tyler Lockett on there. No disrespect to Tyler Lockett, but like.
But also disrespects Tyler Lockett.
The level of disrespect, though, like, you should be on the mountaintop screaming for that guy, saying this is our guy. He ain't going nowhere.
Especially when all he wants is a little input, which he fucking deserves.
Yeah, but we all know Pete Carroll's like kind of power hungry. And this is another thing I'm gonna get to in a bit. But the guy's got unchecked power in that organization. So the buck stops with him. You know, he makes all the decisions. So now the Athletic went through some of the trades from the teams that could be like viable.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're talking the Raiders, you'd obviously get Derek Carr back, which I'm not too unhappy with. I don't mind Derek Carr.
QB, man. We've talked about this.
Only making $19.5 million. You get some O-line help. Maybe they got a good O-line there too. They got some decent talent. The Bears now. This is why I don't understand why he's so high on the Bears. Okay, their O-line's okay. Matt Nagy hasn't proven nothing to me. I know he coached under Andy Reid, but that don't mean shit.
Really, I'm a big fan of Matt Nagy.
He's okay, but he hasn't proven nothing. Hasn't done nothing. Ryan Pace done nothing. Organization like Seattle is a much better organization, top to bottom, hands down. Now they tagged Allen Robinson today, but they have no weapons in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing: if Seattle's like, okay, we'll do Chicago, but where their jewels are on defense, we'll take Khalil Mack, maybe Akeem Akers, or maybe Fuller or whatever. We're taking some of your D guys. Obviously, Pete Carroll being a defensive guy, is going to take the D guys. So your defense isn't going to be as good. So Russell Wilson's going to way shittier team. Nothing. So this is why I don't understand that.
I agree. I think the Bears are really. I think out of all the 4 teams he listed, the Bears were the shittiest.
But I'm hearing the most action is on the Bears, which is crazy. Saints, I don't buy the Saints as a viable option. They're so much over the cap. And I know a lot of these guys are reworking their deals to free up money. And again, I don't want Taysom Hill. Fuck, that guy's not a real quarterback. He just plays one on TV. You would get probably Marshawn Lattimore, the corner. Great. I don't know who else. Maybe Hendrickson. I don't know if he's a free agent, though.
Is Michael Thomas a free agent?
They might throw him in there. You could
That's
ask
what
for
I
him.
would say. You offload Michael Thomas.
I don't want Thomas. He's a head case.
I know, but
I would take some of their D guys over Thomas. That's just me, though.
I agree. I think the Saints don't work because of the deal. I think Dallas, to me, before this Dak Prescott signing, Dallas to me was the best option.
Yeah, I was low-key. I didn't mind it.
I was
horrified. Get Dak back.
I was horrified for a little bit. I'm like, Russ is not coming to our division because he would win that division. He would win our division every single year.
People in Dallas were like laughing at the idea, and I'm just thinking, okay, so you're laughing at a guy who's made 2 Super Bowls, who's way better than Dak. I don't care if he's older.
Way better.
You know what I mean? And I know Dak's your guy, whatever, but like, give me a break.
It's Russell Wilson.
But low key, if it was Dallas, like they had the 10th pick too, which is not bad. Mm-hmm. And the Bears too. That's another thing I don't like the Bears. The Bears got like the 15th or something pick. That's not even that good of a pick, or the 20th. I can't remember. But
they made the playoffs. It's low.
And there's another stat I came across, which is super interesting. So only 4 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl when they account for more than 11% of the cap. So in 2019, his lowest cap of his new 5-year deal was 14%, basically.
Russell Wilson's or Dak's?
Sorry, Russell's.
Okay. But also, Russell Wilson, in terms of QBs in the league, is a top 3 QB in the league.
Oh, for sure. That's not debated.
And that's, I think, where you can make the argument that is worth that extra bit.
But this is the problem, and Dak's going to find this out real quick. When they're signing 35 and 40, there's no money to go around, bro.
No money, bro.
So if I'm a general manager, I never pay my quarterback. Give me Fitzmagic, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm putting all my money in the O-line and D-line. Mm-hmm. That's if I'm a GM.
Yep.
That's how I build my team.
Yep.
I would never pay the quarterback. Mm-hmm. I would just get 2 above average because you're going to need both in this era. Your backup's always in. So if it's me, I don't hand out these contracts to the quarterback. But that's just me, and I'll never be a GM, so that doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how I would do a team, Doug. You know,
same man. Like I said, unless you have an otherworldly talent like a Patty Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, or Russell Wilson, there are very few positions where it is worth it to overpay, and the only time you should overpay is when they're in a super impactful position and they're in the top 3 or top 5 in the league, and Dak isn't anywhere close to that. Out of all these 4 teams, obviously, we don't think Chicago's going to work. We don't think the Saints are going to work. Dallas obviously fell apart with the Dak deal now. Do you see the Raiders making the play?
I know Gruden loves them.
That's what I think, too. And
they're always down to make deals, so it wouldn't shock me, to be honest. But I don't know, man. Now, let me do a quick run back of how much help he actually didn't have.
Yeah, go for it.
So, and like this, too, like, I think Russ has only missed the playoffs once since he's been here. So
he's been in the league 9 years. He's made the playoffs 8 times.
What I mean? So 2015, he threw a career high 34 touchdowns against 8 picks, bottom 5 O-line, right? 2016, he had the leg injuries, started every game though, behind the last ranked pass blocking line. 2017 lacked consistent run game. He accounted for 37 of Seattle's 38 touchdowns. Back to the Pro Bowl, playing behind one of the league's lowest graded offensive line. Finished 9-7. That's the year they missed the playoffs for the only time. And then I forgot about this too. In 2018, there was actual talks that Russ and the Cleveland Browns they were going to do a trade for the Browns' #1 pick.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah,
imagine Brown.
So, and it was actually closer than I thought it was going to be.
They would have won. Dude, imagine the current Browns roster, but you swap Russell Wilson and Baker Mayfield. That's a Super Bowl roster if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it'd be pretty nuts.
That's nuts roster.
Russ Brown's jersey too would be pretty dope, dog.
Mm-hmm.
So, in 2018, they ran the ball more since any team since Tim Tebow's Broncos, and that was like crazy. So, and here's the thing too. Okay, we talk about Pete Carroll loves the D. So
that's a soundbite.
Yeah, I'll say defense. My bad, Pete. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus like that, son. So Seahawks at one point they went 95 consecutive games without losing by 10 or more points. That's the longest streak in league history by 21 games. And so Carroll's like, it's that way because of my style. Run the ball, keep it always close, no mistakes. That's why, right?
Yeah.
And then Russ is like, well, we play more aggressive, open it up. We don't always got to be tight at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, who are you riding with? And like we talked about this in the playoffs. The last 4 teams, I think, were like the top passing teams in the league this year. So it's like NBA.
Offense wins
it's
games.
3-point in the NBA, and it's passing in the NFL now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I'm completely on Russell Wilson's side on this.
Yeah, I am too. I'm always on the player side. Now, we talked earlier about Pete Carroll, the power in the organization that he has. So since Paul Allen passed away, it's his sister Jody running the team. And she's obviously not involved like her brother would be, right?
Yep.
It's essentially a corporation running the Seahawks now, right?
Yep.
And Carroll's a de facto leader, right?
Yep.
So do I think Carroll makes the decision and trades Russ? I really think so now. I can't even believe I'm saying this. It hurts me to my core, bro. Like,
100%
fuck.
could see it happen.
Russ should be in that fucking Seattle jersey for the rest of his life. So here, Nick Wright pointed this out. This is what Russ means to the Seattle Seahawks. Before he came, Seattle Seahawks won 8 playoff games in their first 36 years. With 1 Super Bowl appearance, 0 championships. In the 9 seasons with Wilson, they made 8 playoffs, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and won it all in 2013. So, we talked earlier about Chicago kind of being the favorite. They came out and said it's like a priority of theirs to make this trade happen now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trubisky's a free agent. So that means Nick Foles is coming back?
Yeah, it's a tough
Fuck, I don't want Nick Foles. Get the
Not a
fuck
chance.
out of here. You know what I mean?
If Russ doesn't go to Chicago, I bet you they pick up Alex Smith.
Russ,
that's my
4,200
prediction.
yards, 40 touchdowns, 105 quarterback rating. Right?
Dude, he is second or third best QB in the league, depending.
Nick Foles, 2-5, 10 touchdowns, 8 picks.
That's my guy.
Like, is this what we really want to do here, Pete Carroll?
Yeah, no
you know what I'm
shit.
saying? So, I don't know, man. I guess the Bears O-line allowed 36 sacks, 12 fewer than the Seahawks.
It's a lot.
So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I don't got a good feeling about it. I'm sick to my stomach, to be honest.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And here, okay, some of the other quarterbacks that are kind of futures are in question. Deshaun, we know about. Yep. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he finished his career in Green Bay. Stafford already gone. Dak just signed. Darnold, I think he's gone.
Yep.
Wentz already gone. Goff already gone. Garoppolo, what I know, everyone's saying going back to New England. Cam Newton, don't know. Teddy Bridgewater, apparently he's asking for his release. Trubisky, free agent. Winston, free agent. Fitzpatrick, still deciding. Smith, free agent. Big Ben, signed to Pittsburgh. That's like a lot of quarterbacks still.
Yep.
I know like Rodgers is still going to be there now, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of big high name guys getting cut right now because of the salary cap.
Big time.
So it's going to be pretty active.
It's already been a crazy off season. But like leading up, because when's the draft? 2 weeks from now? 3 weeks?
I can't remember. I want to say maybe around a month.
Okay.
A month or so, maybe something. I can't remember.
Low key, man. NFL off season is the best off season.
Well, it never stops.
It
doesn't really feel like off season. ESPN still running their NFL Live every day. You know what I mean? So, you want to end on a video here?
Yeah, let's do it.
So NBA All-Star Weekend. Don't know if you guys watch, but nope. Here was Kenny Smith talking about his career.
That's my biggest regret. I'm like, man, I never made an All-Star game. I mean, I was close one year. I was averaging like 18 and 8 going into All-Star break. But Magic, Stockton, and Clyde Drexler were locked. And they would only give one extra guard. So every year it was only one spot for one guard. And then Kevin Johnson started to get that spot.
Kidder, you're one of my best friends, but you never had a chance.
Never ever. Oh, fuck.
That's awesome.
That's fucking awesome. Those guys are dope, man. One of the best crews out there for sure.
So fun to watch.
All right, let's wrap the shit up.
All right, everybody. For those who don't know, we do 2 episodes a week. One Wednesday, one Friday. This is obviously the Wednesday episode where we talk sports. Friday, we kind of just do whatever we want. So if y'all haven't listened, check out the Friday episode. Wherever you are listening to us on, be it Apple Podcast, Google Play, Spotify, please follow, subscribe, like. Also, if you haven't, we do upload our show to YouTube, so check that out. We'll see you guys all on Friday.